Oh,
This is Oats and Barley.
Oats and Barley.
Stomping ground
I see.
powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN, as is Queensbury as of next year.
As of the
I was
1st
gutted.
of
I thought
April.
we were the leading part, and then you come in and smash me off me high horse.
Come in and kick your ass and get shot of you. Yeah.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. You're good. You good?
Always good.
Enjoyed your
Always
lunch?
good. Lovely. Thank you very much
boy.
for your lunch.
Good.
I think that's the first media lunch I've been to in the UK, weirdly enough. So
Really?
yeah, I should have got involved with the wines.
Don't worry, mate. As you leave, you get the bill. You remember it.
No, Gareth,
It'll be a memorable one.
as many copies of the book can pay for that. Last night, we saw the announcement went out, an incredible video, you recapping through your years in the sport. It brings you to this moment here, Frank. DAZN moving forward. I mean, just your initial reaction. I know it's been in the works and behind the scenes for a while, but to have it out there, excitement. What's the gut instinct?
Yeah, I'm excited at the challenge and what we're doing. You know, we still got up until April the 1st on TNT, and we've got some good fights coming up on there, but from the 1st onwards we're on DAZN, and I think it's going to be something extra special. You know, in the last few years we've built a real good roster of fighters and champions and young guys coming through on Queensbury, and now to be able to expose them on a global platform is going to be something extra special.
I look at it a couple of ways. I think in the UK we now have a real dedicated home for boxing. People complained at times, and it was nice to see broadcasters start to cooperate, but it may be becoming a little bit too inaccessible. You have to have a subscription here, subscription there. We now have yourselves, Eddie Hearn, Callis Howland, Wasserman Boxing have stuff on DAZN as well. Misfits, there's a variety of combat sports content on the DAZN platform in the UK. Does that, as a boxing fan, is that one of the good things for you, the fact that it's all available in one space?
I think it's good for DAZN. I just focus on what we do, and what we do is deliver great events and great fights, competitive events and really competitive fights, and that for me is what I'm enjoying. You know, my son George, who's the CEO of Queensbury, he's basically put this deal together, and it's where we should be moving to in this day and age of how people consume and watch their various sports or whatever they want to see. And DAZN, the fact that Matchroom with Eddie's on there and Oscar, as far as boxing is concerned, means that from our perspective, there's going to be some big fights there that we can make between us that the fans are going to love.
Out of curiosity, I suppose, just moving forward now, obviously the cooperation with Eddie Hearn is something that you were surprised by, and maybe similarly with DAZN.
Yeah.
We know it hasn't always been sort of this happy show that we see it now. Is that a development of where relationships have come in the sport of the last 18 years?
Yeah, I think so. I think Riyadh season's been a great thing for boxing, certainly for British boxing. For us, over that period of time, because of the broadcasters all working together and working with DAZN, it's been a bit of a revelation, certainly for me. And you know, in the past, Eddie and I, when we weren't talking and throwing shit at each other, I mentioned about DAZN being an app and so forth. But you know, they've absolutely changed the direction, in my opinion, where they're going. They've got some great, in the last 18 months or so, maybe longer, some really good management on they brought on board some people who I know quite well and worked with in the past, very well respected people. I think that's to their benefit and to our benefit in doing this deal. You know, we're all like-minded, we're all boxing fans, we all want the sport to be a success, and this to me is something that's going to be, I think, a real game changer again. As I said last year when we did the Riyadh season, this will be a game changer. We're going to be Queensbury are going to be more dates. We're going to be broadening our horizons as to where we're promoting. So it's all pluses.
It obviously opens doors. We talk about cooperation. That was already starting to happen. Now it can be even more frequent and even more consistent. On your end, how do you see it? Was a multi-year deal. How do you see it? Is it just the highest quality shows in the UK? International? Do you look at that? We know you've signed a couple of fighters over in the States.
You start from grassroots level right through to the top level, and we have to exploit every area to bring our fighters through, to give them the platform so that we create the big names that people can start, if they start on grassroots, get on the journey with the fighter, see them all the way through. It's a multi-year deal, and it's a great deal, and it's all benefits. This is a dedicated boxing channel. That's what they are. And I just see us going from strength to strength. You've seen what we've done over the last. When we made our decision when we went from Box Nation to BT, which became TNT, to basically take over the heavyweight division. We did that outside of Usyk. That's what we've done. Bring him through the in Tyson, in Daniel Dubois, Moses, all these guys and various other fighters, bring them all the way through. We've done that, and now we got another challenge. We got a great challenge to now do that on a world platform, and that's what we intend to do. But as far as British boxing is concerned, this is a no-brainer. This is going to be extra special.
We've seen the importance of your son George over the course of the last couple of years. I know he's always said never one for media, but he's doing it, and I suppose it's part and parcel. Is this becoming his chapter now as well?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, look, I'm no youngster, and that's what it's all about, and it's in safe hands, and that'll come through. Francis, his brother's doing a brilliant job as a manager with some really outstanding fighters, including Matt, Moses, Sam Noakes, and many other great fighters. I'm delighted the way it's all going, and I'm looking to take it a bit more easy so I can spend more time in these restaurants.
And less time speaking to us.
Certainly. Well, I don't mind speaking to you, Oaksy. But other than that, yeah, all good.
I appreciate that. Just a few more from me. Frank Smith came out at the weekend, said unlikely Anthony Joshua will be the opponent for Daniel Dubois. If I was to read between the lines, I'd probably say Anthony Joshua will not be the opponent.
Well, I think that's going to be the case,
Dubois.
to be quite honest. And it is what it is. So we have been looking at other options for the last week, and I think we're quite close to coming to a conclusion certainly in the next 4 or 5 days.
Okay, so funny, when we caught up, 2 weeks ago on Zoom, you said that this was something that you didn't want to wait around for in announcing.
We're not doing that. No.
You're getting on with it. You want to keep Daniel active.
Absolutely. Daniel's a champion. He's not the challenger. His agenda's not being driven by anybody else. We're in the Daniel Dubois business. He's the IBF champion.
Do you have a front runner?
We've got a couple of guys we're looking at. We've got a couple of guys that we're looking at. Fabio, at this stage of his career, won't be in that mix.
Okay.
He wants it,
of course,
but it's not going to happen.
Okay. Do you have an ideal number one candidate for Joseph Parker? Gilles Zhang? Just floating heavyweight names now.
You're a good floater, my son.
Float them all day. Just a couple more from me. Obviously, at the weekend, Shabazz Massoud victorious. Liam Davis.
Yeah, he boxed very well. Very disappointed in Liam. I think I don't know. He said to me afterwards he was like the weight maybe a problem. I don't know what it was, but at the end of the day, he's got his tactics completely wrong. Shabazz done a brilliant job. He boxed really well on the, as a counter puncher, and Liam just didn't do what he does. He didn't use his jab enough. There weren't a lot of head movement there. He was getting caught on the counters, and it is what it is. He's got to learn from that. He has to learn from that. You look at his previous performances. He's been brilliant.
Hearing Tyson Fury's camp for his upcoming fight against Alexander Usyk is well underway. Quite a tight circle. Anything that you can report from him since the press conference? No,
he's very much on it. I know that Francis and Moses went out there today because Moses to be sparring with him. Other than that, from what I understand and what I hear, he's in a very good place.
Cool, Frank. Lastly from me, I hit you with a rogue one. That has nothing to do with boxing. When you happen to be going to your tailors next, can we come and do what's the tailors called? Are we able to show?
Well, I've got a couple of tailors I go to, and one's Tom Sweeney, and the other one is Ruben Archie, which are a very good Italian.
Well, one day I would like to have a little suit fitting because I feel like
Well, you're a scruffy bastard.
That's
I mean,
what
what can I
I'm
say
saying.
to
So
you?
can we become an
but
unscruffy bastard?
But you'll have to get yourself sorted out, son, and I'll buy you a suit.
All right, there we are.
So next time I'm going to take you.
Absolutely having that. Frank Warren, you're a legend.
No, you're good. I see.
They can't say that. Frank, you're a legend. Thank you very much.
Man.